Hello everybody, I'm Dr. Dennis Johnson and I'm here today to talk to you in the form of one of my soon to be ripped off by Norman Swan health minutes. Let me tell you a story. Two long-time patients of mine have been trying for years to become parents and conceive a small baby. Nothing would have given them greater joy. But no matter what they tried, nothing seemed to work. Gerald and Steve were in absolute agony for years. Both these men desperately wanted to become parents, and I probably shouldn't be telling you this, but Steve wanted to be the mother, so he was probably the gay one. So I recommended something to them: child sponsorship. Now, in case you're not familiar with the technique, what happens is that you select a child from their price list and send a small amount of money every week to the child sponsorship agency until eventually you've paid your child off. And then you get to keep the photo. So in my opinion, there's no better method if, like me, you're excited about the idea of really cheap children you'll never have to meet. However, I must just mention the downside, and my research has shown that none of these overseas children have been to private school. Many of them look ill, and some of them are just plain substandard. I mean, what is the point of that? You know, if I wanted a substandard child, I could just get one for free by taking the wife out to dinner. But of course I don't want a substandard child. I've got patience for that. And anyway, all the other doctors would probably laugh at me. So that's why I have personally set up the Dr. Dennis Johnson, let's call it sponsorship, kind of service. Now you may be wondering what advantages my sponsorship agency have over the more licensed ones. Well, for a start, I'm not a charity, so I actually care about what I do. And secondly, I have access to some of the best quality, unwanted, 100% Australian children that I've ever seen. And let me remind you that when you sponsor a child from a competing agency, he may be malnourished, whereas some of the children I have on offer are actually quite fat. So please remember that. Do you want a dodgy child from overseas that's probably been used for slave labour? Or one that I've personally trained to read the paper for you? Although we actually have both types in stock. So thanks again for listening, and please, just remember, don't believe the nonsense unless you hear it from me directly.